It is 8:24 at Morning Live, and the holiday party season is quickly approaching. Actually, it's already underway. And Jeremy Parsons is back just in time with some expert cocktail help. How you doing?
Excellent. How are you?
Good.
Good.
We got I called you our Danny Ocean. We got Ocean's 11 on tonight.
That.
There'll be a few martinis on CHCH tonight with Ocean's 11, the movie. We're doing martinis here, and actually the Gourmet Food and Wine Expo is kicking off Thursday night.
Absolutely, yeah.
Metropolitan Convention Center. Yeah. So we'll have information on that and tickets. We'll get you there and your anniversary party.
That's right. This Friday we're celebrating over at Pravda Vodka Bar in Toronto.
Excellent.
So yeah, one of my favorite spots. So we'll be filming there and filming my new show and having some cocktails.
Yeah, tell me about the new show, by the way.
New show is jpinvite.com, and it sort of follows me around in my real life. So cooking for people, having parties at my house, setting up
because we live vicariously through you.
Well, you know, hopefully not too closely, but okay, that's fine. But yeah, so that's what it's all about. So just great recipes and cocktails and the whole bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, martinis, and of course, martinis, there's the classic, but it's just expanded. Now the sky's the limit in terms of how we put them together. So what's the latest variation?
Well, this is my variation of the classic sour apple martini.
Okay.
So I've already got some sourpuss sour apple liqueur in here and some fresh pressed apple cider. Nice thing about apple cider is it still has that tartness and a little bit of acidity.
Right.
So it works well with the sweetness of the sourpuss, even though it's called sourpuss. Here's a nice little thing. This is bitters. Bitters is such a big, popular thing. A lot of places are starting to make their own. This is orange bitter. So I'm just going to put a little bit in here. Going to add in our vodka. And then the next is, there we go. Next is some ginger simple syrup. So I just reduce some sugar and water, put in some fresh ginger, and this gives it really nice flavor and just beautiful on the palate. Ginger is a nice palate cleanser.
Right.
So it gets things together. Now I'm going to shake this up.
Okay. Now you're shaking, just in terms of the debate on, the stirred, and that's the way 007 likes it. But of course, there's some purists that say it's bruising it or creating some bitterness.
Absolutely. A lot of people feel that especially with a gin martini, that you're bruising it. The reason for that is because it gets the martini so cold that a lot of times you lose the flavor of the gin, and that's what they refer to as bruising, because like bruised fruit, you don't get the flavor, and that's what it is.
You're working with vodka here, so that's not an issue at all.
Not really that much of an issue.
Yeah,
no.
okay.
So now here's a cool technique. So this is called double straining, and what this does is I'm already going to strain this. I'm going to strain it through another strainer, and this aerates the actual cocktail and makes it lighter.
Okay.
So also it takes any sort of little bits of pulp that might be still in the cocktail from the cider. And that's going to also produce a really nice head on top. So it looks great. Now, what are we going to serve with this? We've got brie, apples, and back bacon.
Can't decide. What would you do?
I would put them all together.
Jeremy Parsons do?
I put them all together. So I just barbecued some back bacon. And whenever you're doing this, just take your little thin pieces of apple, throw your brie on there, bake it up. As soon as that's ready, make it into a sandwich. You've got these little guys, and then you put it right onto the glass.
Perfect.
It stays together. Just make sure that you put it together when it's hot. It's a nice little sandwich. Works perfectly with the ginger and the bitters and the whole bit.
Would you make one of those for our viewers Thursday night? Or it's actually Friday for the anniversary.
It's Friday night, and I'm going to be making both of these cocktails there. And you might even be up at the bar while we're filming, and I'll pass it over.
Okay.
Welcome to Invite. I'm your host, Jeremy Parsons, and we are at one of my favorite venues in Toronto, Pravda Vodka Bar, an iconic bar with an iconic vodka. So we're going to start off making my pomegranate martini for my 12-year anniversary party. Here we go. Got a shaker half full of ice. We're going to put in 2 ounces Stolichnaya vodka. We're going to follow that up with ½ an ounce of triple sec. Next, we're going to add in about 3½ ounces of white cranberry juice. Now, a lot of people think that white cranberry juice is different than red cranberry juice. Really, the only difference is this is made from the ripened fruit. Next, we're going to add in some orange bitters. This is going to provide some nice aromatics in there. We're going to shake this up, and then we're going to garnish it off with a beautiful garnish. We're going to strain this out into a martini glass. Looks gorgeous in the glass. I'm going to then top that up with some nice pomegranate jewels. Now, the great thing about this is, one, they're crispy, they're crunchy, they taste great after your cocktail. But not only that though, but the actual color will start to bleed into the actual cocktail, making it a little bit pinky after a while. Anyway, there is our pomegranate martini. Beautiful. I'm going to set that down. And guess what? You've been invited to the Cocktails 12-year anniversary party at Pravda Vodka Bar. We're here at Pravda Vodka Bar. It's killer. Look at this stuff. We were rocking out with Stoli all night. We got a 750-person lineup. It's nuts. Our anniversary parties always rock, but this is a killer. Cheers, guys. Let's have some fun. We're at Pravda, amazing 12-year anniversary party. Doing a little bit of Stoli on the rocks. I love it, and you've been invited. Welcome to Invite. I'm your host, Jeremy Parsons, and today we're going to be making the Asian Apple Martini. In a shaker half full of ice, I'm going to put in 2 ounces of Stolichnaya vodka. I'm going to add in ½ ounce of sourpuss apple. I'm going to add 4 ounces of some fresh pressed apple cider, which is going to provide some really nice acidity and sweetness. Now, the magic ingredient, some homemade ginger simple syrup. So basically, when you're making simple syrup, you want to add half water to half sugar and throw in some great herbs like ginger, rosemary, or sage. So I'm going to put in a healthy squeeze. I'm going to shake this up. Strain it out. I'm going to top that off with a nice slice of Fiji apple. That's going to be beautiful. It's really going to absorb a lot of the flavors, and you can taste that after you're done this tasty beverage. Cheers to our Asian Apple Martini. You've been invited. Perfect.